narcissists and time. And as far as very narcissistic people are concerned, if you have ever been involved with a narcissist, often the issue of time will come up, and it can be quite confusing if we are not aware of what is happening with someone who tends to like to play things as if they are very much more important than we are, which can be the case with very narcissistic people. And the issue of time is just one of many issues that we come across with very narcissistic people, because everything to do with them is more important, and not just time. But I wanted to speak to this issue today because it can be quite confusing if we have a very narcissistic person who is playing us in terms of maneuvering the situation and the dynamics in a way that benefits them, and in a way which can be detrimental to a partner or to someone that they're involved with. So it's useful and can make all the difference in the world when we understand and we train ourselves to identify certain behaviours and why they are happening, so that we can make informed decisions and help to direct our own lives, rather than have our life directed and manipulated by someone else or other people in general. And so when we understand that someone may be manoeuvring things so that it falls in line with their agenda, as I mentioned in my other video, then it's easier to make a decision or a choice as to whether to leave or not. But if we're in the dark as far as what is happening is concerned, then we can be, possibly for years, manipulated and controlled by someone who wants to keep us in that one down position for a very long period of time. So as far as time is concerned, we may find that our time is not as valuable to a very narcissistic person as theirs is. And their decisions will often be based on that, i.e. they will know, as far as they were concerned, because this is how they see the world, as being less important than themselves. And so they will know that their time is more important and will prioritise it over other people's. So they will not be as aware as we would be, for instance, if we had arranged to meet someone and we would normally make sure that we're there on time, that we've made preparations beforehand, to make sure that we stay faithful to that promise, and we want to come from a place of integrity as far as that is concerned. To a very narcissistic person, their mind works slightly differently, in that it's really about what they want to do in the moment and later on. So if they have potentially put us to one side and do not see us as being that valuable, they will not prioritize their commitments to us because their fulfillment of their own agenda and their own needs generally are a priority before anybody else's needs. And so they do not place value on our time, on our needs, on our desire and rights to be respected and to be made a priority, because we may not be a priority for them in that given moment. And therefore, this is one of the reasons why sometimes very narcissistic people just stand people up or phone them up and say, I can't make it, or you get the sense that they will quite happily put you on hold and get back to you when they are ready. Not necessarily when they're able, but just when they feel like it, and they will get back to you in due course, whilst you'll sit there comfortably or not, which may be the case, waiting for them to return and give us a modicum of attention before they go on their way again to do their own thing. And so the issue of your time being as valuable, let alone more valuable, is not going to happen in the way that we would direct our own life and behaviour, which would be in accordance with respecting the other person or the other people. And very narcissistic people don't think like that, because there are very few people in their worldview that are as valuable as them, if any. And so our time and our energy and what we contribute in general to the situation, or even what we contribute to the world in general, is not going to be valued by a narcissist or very narcissistic person as much as we would value it and appreciate it, which then has a knock-on effect on their behaviour, which is when we generally feel the effect of the narcissism. So when we put our position in the narcissistic dynamic in the place of lower than, we understand then where they are coming from. When we continually, though, expect a narcissist to think and behave in the way that we do, we're going to continually be disappointed and be hurt and upset, because we're going to be confused and we're not going to understand what's going on. And so, as far as our time is concerned, it's very often the case that these occurrences of possibly being stood up or waiting for a very long period of time for someone to deign us with their presence, or generally being treated in a less than manner because the other person has no problem with discounting our time and our value through these behaviours. It can often take its toll on us before we realise what is going on, and that the issue is actually with the other person, because these types of dynamics can affect our self-esteem and our self-confidence and our personal growth, and therefore it can become quite difficult to remove ourselves if the dynamic has altered our own perception of ourselves and our own value in the process. So I hope those tips are helpful, and As always, stay safe and very happy. Bye bye.